Fine. So, very good morning. It's good afternoon now. Um, in our previous lab, what we have done is all about the JSP, right? We have finished JSP, JSTL tags, and everything, right? Now, this is what we have done previously. Now, we'll start with this Hibernate and JSF today, and we'll try to cover the spring. If it is not, then I'll arrange the extra lab tomorrow. Okay. So we'll finish this Hibernate and JSF for sure today. So here you have to just study and implement Hibernate. What are the different kind of annotations they are using? The main program is this one, right? So use the Hibernate query language to insert, update, delete the records in the database. So I'll show you one of it, which is insert, right? If it is working, means update and all, I'll just share the code with you. You can easily do it, right? So you have to do this with me. You have to do this. Then and only then you will be able to understand what we need to do. Otherwise, you will forget the steps, or somewhere you just write the steps, right? That first task what you need to do, and second what you need to do. Okay. With for the B batch, we have tried this previously, right? And we have taken it. Yeah. For the B batch, we have tried this with the web application, right? And because I wanted to show you Hibernate and JSF both together, but now I'll show you JSF separately and Hibernate also separately. So we will take that as a normal application. Fine, this Hibernate. So you will also have the different program than the previous one, right? So you also need to do this B batch also. Okay, so first what you need to do, listen carefully, right? New project. In that, instead of web application, you need to take normal project. Okay, normal project you will take, I'll say HB demo, right? Because H demo I have already given. And finish this, right? So one of the project will be there. Okay. Now in this, what you need to do, very first step, listen carefully. New, just a minute, I need to allow them. Yes. So what you need to do is go on new and this, right? That is what the other. In other, now you just need to find this Hibernate. In that, very first file is Hibernate configuration wizard. So that you need to select. Next, keep the name as it is, it's fine. Next, here they will ask you for the database connection. Now what you need to do is you will go to this database, right? Here I have created new database, Hibernate DB. Okay, in this Hibernate DB I have created one of the table named employee. Okay, so here I'll simply delete this data, right? I'll delete this row, this also, fine. So now in this table there is no data, fine. I can refresh, you can check, we don't have any data. Okay, I've just made employee table. Once you will browse the structure, we have this employee ID, which I have given as an auto increment. So every time it will increment by its own. Then F name, first name, last name, and salary. These four fields I have given, right? This would be integer, this would be where, and here this will also again integer. Fine. Now you have this database name. Okay. Just go over here. I have already selected once. So they are showing me directly. Otherwise, you will have this new database connection. When you will open it, no, you have to select here either JavaDB or Oracle or this and this. You need to select MySQL connector /JDriver. Okay, you will go next. Here it will automatically show you this local host, the database is MySQL, port number it is on 3306, root and password, fine. And here there would be the JDBC URL where they are saying what is your database name. You just need to select this MySQL, remove it and give here Hibernate DB, which you have created, whatever the database name is. Keep this question mark and zero and this everything as it is. Don't touch it. Fine. Go to the next. Right? No schema and all. Directly finish. Oh, connection already exists with this because in my database the connection is already there. Fine. So here I am already having the connection, so I'll simply finish. So it will not create another connection for me as I'm already having it. So it will create one file like this. Just go to source. So you will have the file like this. Automatically they have written everything. This is what your Hibernate dilate and this is your driver class and this is for the username and you don't have anything for the password because it is blank. Otherwise, if you have password, that term will also be there. This is what everything is written between this session factory. Okay, this is the first task you need to do. I think till this everything is clear. Say yes or no. Yes. Okay. So the very first file you made, yes, very nice. Great. The very first file you have made, that is hibernate.cfg.xml. Okay. Now you will create another file. New. Again go to this other and choose this Hibernate. And here you have this reverse engineering wizard. Hibernate reverse engineering wizard that you need to create. So now next, whatever is the name, just keep it same. Next, they will ask you for the username and password. Give OK. Right now, see here you have to be attentive. Whatever the Hibernate database you have created, I mean whatever dedicated database you have created, there I am having only single table. If suppose I am having 5 to 6 table, no, then also select all. Here I am just having a single table, which is employee. So what I'll do, I'll simply add all. So those tables are selected and just make it finish. Are you getting what we need to do? Okay. See, this is very important. This is very important. Here, whatever you are matching, no, based on that, mapping will be automatically done and all the files will be created automatically via that Pojo database mapping, right? That is it. So this is what you have done. So here you have created this two files, right? Hibernate, this reverse engineering file and those, right? Two files will be there. Okay. Now what you need to do, after that, what you need to do is, I am not getting this file here, don't know. Fine. Now, just again go to this HP demo, right? Whatever you have, this one. Go to new, select this other, and now select this Hibernate again, right? And go to this Hibernate mapping files and Pojo from database. This will automatically create all these files over here. You don't have to create it, right? So once I'll go to this, select reverse engineering file. I mean, why they haven't created? I really don't know. I'll go to this over here. I'll go again. Hibernate reverse engineering file. Go to next. Add all. I'll finish this. Yeah, now it is created, right? Previously also we have created, but it was not showing. Fine. Now again you just go to this new and this Pojo mapping file. You need to select in this Hibernate, and you can check automatically the files will be created over here, because once you will see, you don't have any kind of package. So they will ask you, see here, this Hibernate cfg.xml file and Hibernate.reverse engineering file. These two files should be selected over here, then and only then this Pojo will work. Otherwise will not. Here you can select this JDK5 language feature. Here you need to give any package name. I have chosen COM. You can give ABCD, whatever you want. I have given here COM package. Once I'll give this, no, they will automatically create this file, employee.java and this employee.hbm.xml. This both the file will be created. See, once I'll do finish, no, it will take some time. Here they will create this COM, and once you will open this COM, no, this both the files have been created automatically. You don't have to do anything. That is only the benefit of the framework, right? Are you getting this? Say yes or no. Yes, everyone. What about the others? They are not listening. Is it so? No, right? Okay. Fine. So now this file class is this, and we have this employee table. So based on this employee table, they have created this two file, employee.java, employee.hbm.xml. Suppose you have 5 tables, no, then 10 files will be created. That would be automatically. You don't have to do anything. The column names and everything will be there. First name, last name, salary and all. Okay. Now, after this two steps, what you need to do, you need to create one Hibernate util file. Okay. So just go to this package. Don't right click on this. Okay. Go to the COM package, do right click, create new, other. Again, choose here Hibernate, and you have Hibernate util.java file, the last one. That you need to do next, whatever the name you want to keep, that you can, and simply finish it. This is what the file which will simply return the session factory object, what you have used, right? It's not having any other use. It's fine. Just create it, leave it, and close it. We don't have any work with that. Okay. After that, now you need to create your .java file where you will write the code for a database. You will create the session, you will start that begin transaction, and you will save, you will simply commit it and over, right? So for that kind of file, just go to this COM, new, and a simple Java class you need to select. So that you have selected, and whatever the name you like, that you can give over here and finish this. Now whatever the code I am showing you, that you need to write over here. Fine. So now I'm simply deleting this. I hope you remember all these steps, right? So I'm deleting this because it is not required for me. I have already created my database and my Hibernate file. Okay, so here you can check, this is what the employee.java and employee.hbm.xml, these two files have been created, which is exactly, yes, employee.java I haven't shown you, right? But it is same. See, employee that implements serializable, that will take automatically. Yeah, you don't have to write this. This is what the automatic created file. Getter setter methods will be there, and everything they will create. We don't have to do anything in this. Now, which file you need to make, that is manage employee.java. That is what your normal Java file, which is having this, this is what the public static void main and all, right? So here what you are doing is you are creating here session factory object, right? Inside this try and catch, I mean you are doing this session factory equals to new, this config, this will be automatically be there, right? Session factory equals to new annotation, this and this, everything will be automatically there in your Hibernate util also. Check here, this code only I have copied and pasted over there, the same code, right? That is why it is like this, though it is showing the new methods for that, but it doesn't matter, it will still work, so don't worry. You have written the catch, right? It's okay. After that, try and catch, inside this public static void main only, you are creating here manage employee object, which class you have created, right? So manage employee me is equals to new manage employee, an integer employee id 1 equals to, why I have taken as an integer, because that is what my return type, because it's a class name, wrapper class. Do you remember that in Java we have done this? So employee id 1 equals to me dot add employee. Once I'll call this method add employee, which I have made only, right? We only have made this. We are just calling this method via this object. So from the public static void main, what you need to do in Java also, you just need to create object. You need to call the methods. That's it. So here I have made one method which is add employee. So that is for inserting the records, right? So I'm giving some first name and last name and salary, right? That I'll write over here. And okay, so this is what I have given. Now, here this will be over, right? Here this public static void main is over. And now in the same class only, I mean class this manage employee only, you have added one method add employee, whose return type would be integer, because it will return you employee ID. Okay, and that is why it is returning the employee ID. To store that data, I am having what? Integer employee ID variable name, right? What I'm doing here is I'm creating session object here, session small session equals to session factory dot open session, because first I need to open the session. Then I'll create the object of transaction, that is this, right, equals to null. Then I'm taking here integer employee ID equals to null. Now inside this try, I'm simply saying that tx equals to session dot begin transaction. Right, so now you are starting your transaction, that's what you are saying. After that, here you are creating the object of employee. Employee means this, this one. Here you have this integer employee ID, this is string, this is string, this is integer salary, because this is what I have taken auto incremented. So their data type is capital and integer because it's a class, right? So here you don't have to give the value for employee ID because that will be automatically incremented. So in this, in one of the constructor, you are having this f name, l name and salary only. You don't have 4 data. Instead of that, you have only 3 data, which you will set and get and all. Fine. So here you have created the object of employee class, employee equals to new employee. Then now employee dot set name, set f name, sorry, first name, last name, salary, for all you are just giving here f name, l name and the salary. That's what you have used in this, right? F name, L name, salary. This is what you have given over here, right? So that 3 things will be set. Now what you are saying is employee ID, this one, employee ID equals to integer dot session dot save employee. Whatever the data you want to store into the database, for that there is a method save. Object dot save means this is what your session object. You have started one of the session, you have opened one of the session, You have begin one of the transaction. So once you will write save and this employee, this object will be saved. This object will be saved. This object is having, associated four variables: employee ID, first name, last name, salary. So here that would be saved. When it would be saved, once you will write commit. If you forget this, database won't be saved. You remember this, right? We have seen this at the time of JDBC queries, right? So tx.commit you have done, then you have just a sketch, right? And finally in that you are writing session.close. So if any of the error will be there, at least session will be closed. And here at the last you are returning the employee ID. That is why we have the data type of this method as integer, and when we are calling this method add employee, so they are returning the employee ID, and that is why we have taken this as the variable. Is this thing is clear? Say yes or no. Yes. This is what the Hibernate program, right? Okay. Now let's check whether it's working or not, right? So simply we will run this file manage_employee.java, right? Because it is having public static void main. Okay. Now we'll go to database, refresh it. Fine. So this has been inserted. Done. Okay. So this is how this insert operation is working. Same way update and delete will also go, right? I'll give you the reference file, so don't worry about it. Okay. I'll give you the manual which you need to upload. Okay. Fine. So any doubt in this? If you want the screenshots, you can, else it is fine. Right? So many files are there. But I hope now you remember the steps. Right? So these are the steps. First, you want to create which file? That is wizard file, right? That Hibernate wizard file. So that is your hibernate.cfg.xml file. After that, reverse engineering file that you will create. After that, in this, you will map your database. Simply you will add all the tables and then you will create it. So all the tables would be there, and then you will apply this POJO mapping. So automatically two files will be created based on one table. One is your .java file where getter setter method will be there, and another file will be created, that is which file? .hbm.xml file, right? Well, where you have mapped all the IDs and that, that property and all that will be created automatically. So whatever is your class name, that .hbm.xml file that will be created, which will have that ID and property and all. Fine. After finishing this, you will create a Hibernate util file, right? Once you will create it and you will leave it. After that, you will create one normal.java file, okay, where you will write the code of insert, update, delete. So please take a screenshot of this. So these are the steps, right? This, when you will create, you need to give a new connection with database. Fine, done. So this was all about the practical of yes, this Kojo reminds us. Okay, done. Good. So here we have finished with the Hibernate, right? Hibernate program is done. Now, now we'll start with this JSF. Okay, over here. In JSF, what you need to do, JSF standard components that you will see, and facelets tags. How you can include the other files and all into this, right? That you will see. So we have actually 4 programs. One for the standard components, another one is for the facelet tags, one is for JSF converter tag, and fourth one we have for validation tags. Right? We have 4 programs. Here you just need to study. You have that single program, right? Okay. So what we will do is, here you will see you have index.xhtml. So whenever you are making a project, no, just make new project. Here you will see Java web application. In this web application, give suppose I am giving JSF demo 4 or 3. Suppose like this. I'll delete out only. Next, Apache Tomcat and all is selected or not, and here you need to select Java server faces. Don't forget that. Previously in the another lab we have made this with this Hibernate and web application. That is what the combination of this. So you need to select this Hibernate also like that. But I was not succeed in that. Right. So I have separated out JSF and Hibernate. Right. So you need to select this Java server faces and simply finish it. So once you will have this, no, you will be automatically having this index.xhtml. See this in web pages, right? Okay, this is what the file which will be created. So in our file here, what I'm doing is I'm simply writing very simple things that I'm giving over here. Student ID, right? I'm creating one form inside this body, right? You will be having this blank, okay? Inside this H body, delete this, and here you will create H form, okay? So this is what you will do. Okay? Inside this, now what you are doing is, you have created one of the table. In that first row, very first column is about student ID. How you will take the input? So you have this H colon input text. So it will take as an input, and value is equals to what? So always use the hash sign, then the curly brackets, and I am giving here student.id. Now from where you will get the student? So suppose in the source file, I have created one managed bin file. Okay, I'm showing you. You will go to this JSF demo 3, right? And here in the source package, what you need to do, create new. Go to other, select over here JSF, Java Server Faces. And you have the second file, JSF managed bin. Okay, managed bin. That you need to select, go to next, right? Whatever the name you want to give, just finish it. So here have you seen @managed bin @request scope, that will be there, and automatically it will import those files. Fine, whatever is required. So here this you will be having. Fine. So I'm explaining that what I have done is, for this managed bin, I have given the name, that my bin name is what? That is name as student. So that student, I am referring this bin as a student, and that is why I am writing over here. Where is my index.html? Put it at the last. Yeah. So this is what I have done. Student dot name, because I am having this as my name file. Yeah. And sorry, we are on response. Sorry, student dot id, right? The very first one. Then this column, this row is over. In another column, you have, in another row, in another column, you have student name. That you are giving input text value is equal to hash student dot name. Okay, so you have student dot id, student dot name. These two are associated with one being named as student. Then you will be having one submit button. So once you will have the submit button, whatever the action will be taken, that you have to give over here, and this is known as the command button. So h colon command button value is equals to submit, and action is equals to what? Response dot xhtml page. That what we have created another page, right? That is. So here we have this response.xhtml. How you will create this response.xhtml? You have one of the index, but that file is known as JSF page. Okay, so if you want to create this kind of file, what you need to do, you just go to this, select new, go to other, select Java server faces, and the very first one, JSF page. Okay. Next, whatever the name is there, so it will create this new jsf.xhtml. Fine. So I'm deleting this. It's so much confusing for me to go from here to there. Fine. So that thing is clear, right, for you guys. So whenever you will click on the submit button, it will automatically go to response.xhtml. Now in response, what I need to do, whatever the ID and name is given, no, in that I'll simply give some comment, or I'll say that welcome this user or whatever. So here what I have done is I have done this welcome. Then in H, output text. This is not input text. This is need to be shown at the screen, right? No need to input it. So value is equals to hash sign. Then these are the curly brackets and student dot name. That will be printed. Then your ID. Again, the sentence is continuous. Then again you are using this output text value equals to student ID, and then you are saying is created. So welcome user, your ID this is created. Clear? This kind of message will be there. Now what you are writing in this managed bin. So this is what one managed bin file you have created. In that you are writing this name is equals to student. Don't forget to specify this. Otherwise it won't work. Now in this class student, what you are having? Only the getter setter method, no? ID and name, get ID, set ID. Oh, right? Nothing new you are doing. Simple, get set, that's it. So that will automatically be created once you will write this integer ID string name. Then simply right click, and you need to select insert code. Once you will insert the code, you have getter setter method over here. Once I have already have it, so I'll remove this. Right, I'll save it. Do the right click, insert code. You have this getter setter. Click on this for ID and string. It will generate. Simple. Done. So you are not doing anything else, but this is the important thing. Otherwise, it will show you an error. Okay. Fine. So I just need to run this file index.xhtml. Right. When I'll run this, So here, by default, it is showing me something else, right? I'm giving the ID 1 and I'm saying my name, right? Once I'll submit, this is what your submit button. Welcome, my name, your ID 1 is created. That way you print that. Okay? Very easy. Oh, we are doing the fastest implementation ever in the history. That's great because I'm trying to finish everything. If I'll say this is your homework, then also it is fine, right? But I'm showing you everything, so don't worry. Yes, you don't know about the JSF much, but you are seeing the implementation, so you will get the theory. Reverse engineering. Okay, fine. So are you getting at least? Otherwise, I won't show you the program. Well, I will say that you once you will finish the theory, you can do it by your own. Is it so? Or I need to show you? Okay, okay, fine. A part of the joke. Fine. So this is what our first thing what we have seen about this standard components, right? Now moving on to the second program. That is my JSF demo 2, right? Here what I'm doing is I'm including everything. Suppose I have here created only 4 JSF pages, okay? You don't have anything into the source package and all, right? We are just doing what, this is what my index.html first file, first JSF page, which will be created, okay? And what I'm doing is, this is what my facelet, right? Facelet title. Now you just need to check the different tags. What I'm doing is, this is what insert tag. Insert means in this page you are including another page. It is very similar to your JSP include. Okay, it's very similar to your JSP include. But this is what your tag UI insert. And once you will write, no, they will show you the problem. Once you will write that UI insert, it will show you here the problem. Then simply click on this and import this. So they will import this. By default, it won't be there, the spacelets. Okay. Should I show you that, or you understand what I'm saying is? Right. Let me show you. Otherwise, you will have the problem later. The Java web application. Next. Yes, demo 3. Next. Apache Tomcat. Next. Select Java server faces. Okay. So here I'm having the file that is index.xhtml, right? So here you can check, you have only this two. Have you seen this? Facelets are not included, right? So if I'm trying over here, what I have written in this, see, I'll use inside this body, division is not having any problem, but once I'll write this, no, insert tag, they will have the problem. I'll write over here this, right? Then they are showing me this is the problem. Once you will click on it, add this UI, HTTP, the spacelets, click it. So that will be added over here, fine, and then it will go. Okay, simple. So this is how you need to create this. I'm closing this. Fine. There are so many files. I'm losing it. So this is what your index.html, where what you have done is you are inserting and you are including one of the source that is header.xhtml. So you have to create it. How you will create? Right click, new JSF page. So that will be created. Fine. So in header, what you have done? You are simply writing composition. whatever you will write between this, no composition, that will be printed, right? That is what the composition which is onto each and every page. Yeah. So this is what your default header. The same way you will write, simply write for the footer, that this is what your default footer, but that you will write between this composition. Then you have another one which is contents. There also you will write this composition, and I have written default content hello and my name. Okay. Now again go to this index. So first you are including the source header.xhtml. Second time you are including contents.html xhtml, sorry, and then the third one you are including footer.xhtml, right? And this all the things you are including into one JSF page, which is index.xhtml, right? So you need to run this index wala file, right? Index.xhtml, run this file. So we have given some styles and everything, right? Division, do this and this. So some, see this red line and blue line and everything will be there. So they will simply print default header, then content with my name, and then default footer. Simple. Okay. So this is how it will go. So this was about the facelets. Clear? So we can move on to the validation tags and all. More 2 programs we need to go. You guys are not responding, means you are not listening to me. Is it so? Yes, okay. Fine. Clear. Great. Okay. Fine. So the next is what? Implement JSF converter tag, right? And then the validation tags. So let's check for converter. Now we have single page, not much. See, nothing is there, just an index.xhtml file. What we are doing, I'm closing all the other files. So this is what the converter example, where if you are writing this output text value equals to 100.12685, right? But I want the only mixed fraction digits equals to 2. So it will only show me the 2 digits, okay? And you can simply close this. This is just the introduction of various tags, that's it, okay? Then again, if I'm giving 100 dot this 12685, and here I want minimum integer digits equals to 5, then it will add more 2 digits at the left hand side also, and if it is not given at the right hand side, then it will include the minimum fraction digit 5 at the right hand side also, right? I have given here the less digits, right? I'll save it in that way. Then if in this output text I'm having the value like this, and I'm saying the pattern should be like this, hash 00.00. So once you will check the output, you will be getting this. Now I'm using here the currency symbol. If I'm having this value $99 point this, I want to use this currency symbol dollar, and type is what? That is the currency. Okay, so they will allow you to enter that dollar also in the output. Fine. Very easy things, right? Then if I'm having this 100 point something, right? And by default, if you will not specify anything, it will not take the fractional part. It will simply take that, and in that it will add percentage sign. Okay. Once I'll run, no, you will get to see. I'm running this file. Check the output. Okay. First one, I'm having only 2 digits. because I have given 2, though I have given 5. Fine. In second, it's adding 2 zeros at the front because I have given 5. And here also I have given 5. So though I have given only 3, they will insert 2 more zeros over there for this minimum fraction digit, minimum integer digits. Okay. Then for the third one, it will simply choose this. After that dot, it will only use this 2, but they cannot, trim the values which is there in integer. Logically, it is incorrect. Then we have this currency symbol, this one, and here it will have this percentage symbol with this percent. Easy? Right? If you are not specifying anything, this will be removed. That's what I said. No, it will only take the integer 100%. Okay. It's going late means what? Okay, fine, got it. Okay. Fine. So the last program for JSF, right? That is validation, right? Because that thing is mainly important one, validations, right? So here I'm using this 2 JSF pages, right? In source file again, I'll be having this. This is what the managed bins, right? If once I'm going on to this index.xhtml, what I'm doing here is, this is for the validate length example where I have applied the validation. So again, I'm taking here this ID, that is name input, value is equals to hello world dot name, because hello world I have given is my bin name, right? Then label equals to the name, right? Now validation would be what? Whatever the name you are inserting, this name should have minimum length 5 and maximum should be 8. This you have seen at the time of the password, if you remember, right? So same kind of validation we have applied on our input text. Then we have the command button. Once we will submit it, here the action should be your result. So you will go on to this result, right? Result.xhtml. So in that we don't have much thing, right? This is just we have given the action. That's it. So that will simply print hello from the faceless. If you have given the correct username, if you haven't, then what will happen? It will show you the message. It will show you the message from this validate length, right? So here you will be having message. Yes, I was searching for this. H:message 4 equals to name input, because your ID is name input, right? For this, and style equals to color dot that color colon red. So in the red color, message will be printed. Okay. Now just go to this result, right? We don't have much over here. Then how you will create this hello world.java? What I said, right click, then new, then which file? Forget, JSF managed bin. Okay, JSF managed bin. That file you will create. So automatically you will be having here managed bin and all, right? And here I'm having this string name, right? Class is hello world, right? And just string get and set, because we are just having one of the message. One of the name, not message. So once I'll run this, index.xhtml. Here is the space. I'll give only 3-digit name ABC and I'll submit. So there would be the validation error that length is less than allowable minimum is 5. This is what automatically generated. Now if I am giving more length, okay, then again submit. So what they are saying, validation error, length is greater than allowable, maximum is 8. So if we will give the correct value over here, that A, B, C, D, E, F, G, something like this, and one submit. Done. This is what about the validation things in JSF. So here we have finished this JSF 4 programs, right? And Hibernate program, which was the main one, right? Insert, update, and delete. That the code I'll give you if you wish. Main thing is if once you are creating this and your insertion is working, no, then also it's big success. Because I was doing this since long, and fine. So you can simply add it this update and delete code. Just Control C and V. I'll give you the code. Fine. And for the Spring, maybe you have done something at least in your session, into your theory session. Have you seen any of the program for this Spring framework?
No, ma'am, not even single program. We went like a hyperloop.
One is saying here yes. Just a minute. Huh? I'm asking other students. Uh, my suggestion is, yeah. Okay, fine. But I think after the session, you have cleared with the Hibernate at least which file to create first and last, and which file automatically will be created, and based on what it is created. JSF also you learn, right? Few things. Okay. So Spring, for that, my suggestion is that you can ask to your theory faculty just to show you at least one program. That would be okay, right? Fine. Or else I'll arrange one extra session. What else I can do? Oh, anyways, fine. You may just write down your numbers here, and you can stay over here if you have any queries. Right? Just wait for 5 minutes, and please, everybody, write your numbers. I hope you have written your numbers. Anybody is left with it? Minay, Kaisun, Ranim, Sampanna, Suman. Ranim, Suman, Kaisun, and Minay. If you haven't written your number, please write it. Okay, you have written. Written. Okay, okay, fine. So you may leave the meet. Suman, you have written. Suman Ja. Yes, 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 Kaisun. Suman, you can write your number here. Last call for you.